welcome back to online classes. Last class we have discussed the new chapter, that is Introduction to C++. We have seen what are its characteristics and what is character set and tokens. In tokens is nothing but smallest individual unit of a program, we call it as tokens. In that we have seen 5 different types of tokens. First one is your identifier, second one is a keyword, third one is your constants or literals. Under constants or literals, you have gone under constants has been classified into integer constant, floating point constant, character constant, string constant. In integer, we are classified into decimal, octal, hexadecimal and sign constant. We have discussed so far. Next type of constant is nothing but, second one is nothing but your floating point constant. This floating point constant is also called as the real constant. It is also called as the real constant. It consists of a fraction point or decimal point. See, your floating point constant is also called as the real constant. Here you are going to consider a fraction point, or you call it as a decimal point or period point. Here it has a fraction part. In fraction part, you have, that is nothing but you have fraction part and exponent. What is this exponent? The magnitude of numbers we call it as exponent. Magnitude of numbers we call it as exponent. And fraction part is also called as the mantissa. It is also called as the mantissa. For example, you have 7.312, okay, E. So this exponent is nothing but, the exponent is represented as in the form of small e or capital E, and exponent is nothing but magnitude of numbers. It is nothing but powers of 10. It is powers of 10. It is the powers of 10. If I represent 7.312, exponent 2 means, that is 7 is your integer part, 312 is nothing but your mantissa. Mantissa is nothing but after decimal point the number of digits is called as the mantissa, okay, and E is nothing but your exponent. This is nothing but, it is equally represent 7.312 into 10 to the power of, that is 10, power of 10, that is exponent is 2. Similarly you can have the, this is for positive values, you can have for negative value 23.4 exponent of minus 1. This is represented as minus 23.4 into 10 to the power of minus 1. So this is about your, what is the floating point numbers. Once again I will explain. Your floating point numbers is also called as the real constant. This floating point numbers consist of fraction point or decimal point, or it is also called as the period. Okay. Here in the fraction part is also represented in the form of mantissa. Mantissa is nothing but number of digit after decimal point. After a decimal point, we call it as the mantissa, and you have an exponent. This exponent is nothing but magnitude of numbers, which is always powers of 10. For example, you have an example 7.312. 7 is your integer part, point is a decimal fraction, this point is a decimal point or decimal fraction part. Here 312 is my mantissa, that is a period after number of digits. After decimal point, how many number of digits, we call it as mantissa. E is nothing but exponent. It can be a small e or capital E. 2 is nothing but is a powers, magnitude is represented in the form of powers of 2. So that is nothing but similar to your 7.312 into 10 to the power of 2. It is for a positive value. You can have even for a negative value. You can place a minus sign, 23.4. Not only a powers of exponent, that is nothing but in a positive value. Even you can have minus 1 or minus 5. So it is represented 10 to the power of minus 5. So this is for your floating point constant. Similarly, you have a double. That is now, if you are going to study in your what is that? In your data types, what is double and float? So float by default you have will be double the float. That is the float will be 4 bytes, double will be 8 bytes. So that is the, you are going to study what is double in your data types chapter. For time being, understand what is floating point. point. So this is about your floating point. Next we will see character constant. So the third constant under your what is the token is nothing but your character constant. This character constant is nothing but a single character has been enclosed by a single quote. That is a single character or character is enclosed by pair of single quote. We call it as character constant. See, for example, you have character, that is a data type, that is nothing but character, a variable ch, that you are going to any character, that will be a single character r. So this is nothing but an example of our character has been, this r acts as a character constant, that is a single character is being enclosed by pair of single quote, we call it as the character constant. So not only a character, it also specifies the numeric values for each character. In an ASCII value, I have already in a data representation you have learned what is ASCII, American Standard Code of International Interchange. You are going to study there. That is always a capital A starts with 65. Okay, B 66. So on up to Z, what you will have, that is 65 plus 25, that is capital Z will have 90. So similarly a small a, the ASCII value starts from 97, B 98, so on up to Z, that is 97 plus 25, you have, that is 12, that is 10, 122. Okay, 120. This is a ASCII value given for your, that is character constant is nothing but is enclosed within a pair of single quote. Here our character has been enclosed, means a character data type, ch is a variable of character which holds the value of any, it will be r, f or anything. So this acts as a character constant, it is going to act as a character constant which is going to represent the numeric values. What is this numeric values? Means in ASCII representation each character adds its numeric values. For capital in ASCII value, here capital stands for 65, B stands for 66, for uppercase and then so on up to Z you have 90. For small lowercase ASCII value for A is 97, B is 98 and so on up to Z is 122. Even for your what is that for the numerical values, that is the digits you have starts from 48, 1, 49, 2, 50, 3, what is that 51, 4, 52, 5, 53, 6, 56, 54, 7, 55, 8, 56, 9, 57. So these are the ASCII value given for your digits 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Similarly, ASCII values given for a character is for A is 65, B is 66, so on up to 90. For it is for uppercase and lowercase is 97, B is 98 and up to Z is 122. So this is nothing but the characters being constant, the characters made constant throughout the program execution by using a character constant. How we use a character constant? That is a single character is being enclosed within pair of single quote. A single constant is enclosed with a pair of single quote, we call as the character constant. Another group of character constants are there that is not displayed on the monitor. It acts as a non-graphic characters that performs a special meaning or for a special purpose. What does that mean? That we call as the escape sequence. What is this escape sequence means? It is a special type of character that going to change or the display of the output is being changed. So it is going to perform a special meaning and special purpose to a character we call as the escape sequence. In escape sequence, each character occupies 1 byte of information. See, apart from a character constant, there is another type of characters that we call as a special character, which going to not be displayed on the monitor. It performs a non-graphic character. That is, it going to perform a special meaning for a special purpose. Such a character we call as the escape sequence. This escape sequence going to alter or going to change some modification to your output display. That is nothing but your escape sequence, and it is always starts with a backslash, and a single character is being used a backslash. So it occupies 1 byte of information. That is nothing but your escape sequence. So there are a number of escape sequence and its description we are given. Let's see one by one. So first one is a backslash single quote. This displays a single quote of character. Single quote. It's going to display a single quote, that is description is single quote. It displays a single quote of character on the execution of the program. Next you have backslash double quote. It's going to display a double quote of information. Next you have backslash question mark. It displays a question mark on the output screen. So next the backslash, it's going to display double, that is a back. Always escape sequence starts with the backslash and the characters. What character you are using? Here the characters are used a set of it's nothing backslash. It's going to display a backslash. Next null character. It's going to display a null character on the screen. Next audible bell. What is this audible bell? A compiler going to ring a bell, that is audible beep sounding on during the program execution. For that you want to just sign for the programmer to ring a bell during this particular line should be executed or during this particular instruction. You can use the character escape sequences backslash a, that is nothing but audible bell. Next backslash, that is backspace. You want to give a backspace to a monitor, that is backspace to a particular string or particular character or particular line, then use a backslash b. Slash form. You need to form a new page. You need to feed to a new page. From an existing document or existing page, you want to go to the new form or new page. You're going to type it as backslash f slash n. You're going to after suppose hello. After entering hello, you want to enter the slash n means here you just enter into a new line, next line. That is a new line is being fed. Next another escape sequence is slash r. Backslash r, that is nothing but carriage returns. What is this carriage returns? You are currently in the particular position of a particular line. You want to use the slash r means the cursor is moved to the current line, beginning of the current line. Suppose I am in C++ programming. So for example, and my cursor is in position of G, that is the character of G. Suppose I have used a backslash r. So then the carriage return, the position is moved to the beginning of that particular current line. Only I am specifying on the current line, not on the first line. That is the current line, which line I am executing. That line should be displayed carriage return slash r. That is nothing but carriage return. Position the cursor at the beginning of the current line. Next you have slash t. That is nothing but horizontal tag. You want to give a horizontal tag, you are going to use a slash t. If you are using a horizontal, you want to use a vertical slash t, that is a vertical tag. You want to give a vertical tag, you are going to use a slash t. Here you are going to have slash n. It is used for arbitrary octal value calculation. That in your syllabus you are going to not study this octal value. It is want to specify in a scientific calculation or any arbitrary value calculation. In that specific point ranges you want to specify. Then you go for slash n. That is nothing but arbitrary octal value. Slash xn, I have already explained, x denotes the hexadecimal. X says do not matter. X stands for do not matter. I have already explained in a hexadecimal constant. Octal is always prefixed with 0. In an hexadecimal always prefixed with 0x or capital X. So x stands for the hexadecimal value representation. X stands is nothing but do not matter. So only slash n means it's an octal arbitrary value. Slash xn means it's an arbitrary hexadecimal value. So this is nothing but what is your character constant. In a character constant, escape sequence is very important. Escape sequence is nothing but a special type of character that is not displayed on a monitor or not displayed on your screen. It performs a non-graphic character in order to give a special meaning at the special time. Or you can say escape sequence is nothing but a character which has nothing but it has a special meaning to the the character which is going to alter, it's going to modify the output or it's going to alter the display of the output. In such a cases, we are going to use an escape sequence. An escape sequence always has a single character, so it occupies one byte of information. So these are the some of the escape sequences. You are going to use with slash 0, slash n. Similarly, in your program, you are going to consider null character, slash n. Then you have what is that slash t, and slash v. So these are your familiarly you are going to use. What is this? Your escape sequence. I have already explained. This is a single quote, double quote, question mark, backslash, null character. Slash here means it's audible bell. What it says is it's going to beat some ringing or some tone when the compiler executes a particular instruction. During the execution of a program, during the execution of a particular instruction, it's going to sound some kind of ring sound. That is beating the some sound of the music. That is nothing but audible bell. Backspace, you want to do any backspace, then you are going to use backslash b. You want to go from an existing document to a new document or new page, you are going to press type the slash f. Slash f is nothing but you want to give a end that particular line, go on to the next line, you go for slash f. Next you have slash r. This is a very familiar, that is carriage returns. So this is what is this carriage returns? You are going to go, cursor should be moved to the beginning of the particular position. From the current line, you want to move to the particular beginning of the particular position. So you go for carriage returns. So horizontal tab, vertical tab, you are going to use slash t, slash v. These are two used for the arbitrary calculating the values for octal and hexadecimal constants. So this is about your character constant. Next we'll see what is string constants. So the fourth constants, that is nothing but a string constant. This is the last classification under your constants or literals. That is nothing but your string constants. In the string constant, it consists of 0 or multiple characters. Which is enclosed with pair of double quotation marks. We call it as string constants. What is this? String constant. A string constant may contain 0 or multiple characters, that is a group of characters enclosed with a pair of double quotation mark. We call it as the string constant. This string constant is also act as the array of constants, array of characters. It acts as the array of characters. In a string constant, by default, okay, the compiler specifies a null character. A string constant by default it specifies a null character. After the null character means after string is being completion, it indicates this is the end of the string. By default, the compiler itself specify that is, for example, this is my character, okay, string, or str, okay, I have mentioned 15. So I have entered computer. Okay, this is my example of a string constant. Character data type and str is my variable which holds the string. That is nothing but the size is nothing. I have told it's an array of character. Now we are going to study what is this array of character in array. What is that is the upcoming classes array. That is string. The size for the how many number of characters it can hold up to 15. That is 0 to 14. If an array starts from 0. So that is string. str is a variable of the character data type. That is of the data type character. The size is 15. I have told what is array of character. This is the array of character. And the string is enclosed in double quotes. So this is nothing but your string constant. If you specify this if you specify computer, semicolon is used for termination of the string. But if you are not specified a null character also, the compiler default it takes it as the /0. That what it indicates, it is the end of the string. That it marks as the end of the string. By default, the compiler itself going to mark it as the null character /0. I have already explained what is the sequence, escape sequence /0. That is nothing but your null character. This indicates that is nothing but the end of the character or end of the string. So this is about a string constant. Once again I will explain. String constant come under your fourth classification of your constant. First classification is an integer. Second one is your floating point. Third one is your character. Fourth one is your, what does that mean? Nothing but string constant. In a string constant, it is going to take 0 or multiple characters that is being enclosed within a pair of double quotation, that is double quotes. Okay, pair of double quotation marks that we called as the string constant. String constant also act of array of characters. This is nothing but your array of character. What is your array? You are going to study in your upcoming chapter. That is nothing but your array, which is nothing but ordered collection of elements of the same, which given a similar same name and same data type, that we called as an array, that we are going to study in upcoming chapters. So it acts as the array of characters. So I have given the string is my variable of the data type character. The size is 15. For example, I am telling. So I am equal to what is my character? Sorry, string constant is nothing but your computer. If you are not specified, that is your null character. Also, the compiler itself is going to mark it as null character, that is /0. This indicates the, that is nothing but the end of the string. So this is about your string constant. So now we'll go for the next topic. What is nothing but your punctuator. Next we'll see punctuator. So students, fourth token under your C++ is a punctuator. So what is punctuator? Means C++ have a syntactic and semantic meaning to the compiler. That is a punctuator is nothing but is a token which has a syntax. You have a syntactic as well as semantic, certain set of rules as well as vocabulary meaning to the operators or punctuator. That the compiler do not themselves, that is what it says, compiler itself does not specify or does not do any operation on the punctuator to yield some values, to yield some other values. The compiler itself themselves, it does not do any certain kind of operation. So that is nothing but your punctuator. A punctuator can be used along, either it can be alone or it can be used with another kind of character set. That is the combination of the other character set. That is nothing but a punctuator. Once again I will explain. Punctuator is nothing but has a syntax and semantic meaning to the characters that we called as the punctuator. The compiler itself does not by explicitly does not or implicitly does not perform any operation on this particular punctuator to yield some values. That you have to specify the what kind of operation should be done. That is nothing but your punctuator. A punctuator can be alone, it can specify some meaning, or it can be combination with the characters to specify the punctuator meaning. So some of the punctuators are given. These are the symbols and this is nothing but what is description illustration. So first one is not. This is a punctuator. What it is means it cannot be used alone. That is, it cannot be told. Punctuator can be, some punctuator can be used alone. That is either alone or it can be used with some other characters or some other symbols. That is nothing but your punctuator. Not. This not is used along with equal. Not equal. That is along with equal sign to indicate not equal. See this punctuator. That is nothing but this exclamatory mark. It cannot be used alone. It can be used with combination. That is nothing. What is the combination character set or character symbol is nothing but equal. So that is it is used along with equal to indicate not equal. This indicates not equal. This is one kind of punctuator. Second one, your modulus, or it is used along with your format specifier. That is when you go for that is in your particular format you used in C++. This %d C programming you use with this we call as the format specifier. Format specifier and some other operation. You want to perform any arithmetic operation, you can use this particular symbol. But in your programming concepts, use this format specifier. It is used along with your format specifier. Next, ampersand. This ampersand symbol is used to represent address of the location or bitwise operation. Double and. You use a double and, that is bitwise operation. Bitwise and operation. So for that particular case, you can use this particular ampersand. It is used mainly to represent the address to a particular location. To get the address of a location, you are going to study in your chapter, that is in your second year pointers chapter, how to get the address of a particular location of a variable. That is nothing but ampersand. Or it also can be used in your bitwise operation. It can be used in your bitwise operation. Next, semicolon. This semicolon used to represent statement terminated. It is going to end the particular statement. It indicates the termination of this statement. Suppose I have given int x. terminated. That is nothing but your to represent statement terminator or some other value. Let it be any value. Suppose value is equals to 23.4. So it should be indicated with semicolon. This indicates the value is being, this particular statement is being terminated. If you are not terminated, it throw your syntactic errors. So next up, what you have, this particular square bracket. This bracket is used to represent the array subscript. I have already told you your array concept you are going to study in your coming chapter, that is your 11th chapter, I think so. You are going to study what is array. In order to represent its array size subscript, you are going to use this particular square bracket. Next, flower bracket. So it is used to represent the starting and ending of a block of data. When you are programming any block of function or any block of code, it should be represented with the start symbol. It should be end with your closing symbol. That is closing bracket, flower bracket. So that is nothing but start and end of your block is used to represent this particular punctuator. Next you have parenthesis. Here this parenthesis is used for a function called a group of expression, etc. You want to call a function or you want to express some particular group of expression, then you are going to use this particular function. While doing your programming language or programming the lab programming, you understand each and every symbols of the punctuator. Next, your C++ program, that your upcoming topic you are going to study, your hash. This hash is nothing but it is going to represent the preprocessor directive. I will explain what is this preprocessor directive in your upcoming classes. How it is going to what is preprocessor, what is macro, what is a header file, everything I am going to explain. So always a program starts with a hash that indicates it's a preprocessor directives. Next you have backslash. This is used to represent the escape sequence. So these are the some of the punctuator that is used in your C++. That is the fourth type of tokens in your C++. Once again explain. Punctuators is nothing but is a syntax or semantic. C++ are valid syntax and semantic meaning given to a characters that compiler individual cannot specify any valid operation in order to give a set of results. So this punctuator is used, either it can be used alone or it can be used with other combination of symbols that we called as the punctuator. So what are the punctuator means? First one is the exclamation mark, that is used, always used with the equal symbol to indicate not equal. Next you have format specifier. In a C language, percentage you want to represent percentage D, percentage, this we call as the format specifier. It can be used in some of the arithmetic calculation. And then ampersand, it is used to represent your address location or bitwise operation. What your bitwise operation? This particular chapter you are going to study what are the bitwise operation. Next, semicolon. This is used to terminate the statement. Statement is there, should be terminated. You want to end that particular statement, it should be always that should be ended with a semicolon. Next you have square bracket. This is used to represent the array subscript. Next you have flower bracket, that is open and close of curly braces. That is nothing but used to represent the starting or ending of a block code. Any of your program or function should be any loop. Already you have studied in your problem solving methodology, your iteration, that is a for loop, do while loop, or any of the if statement selection or iteration statement. It should be start with the opening of your curly braces, close of your curly braces, indicating the start of the function and close of the function. Next you have parenthesis. It is used to function calls or any expression should be, group of expression should be executed. Next you have hash, that is nothing but preprocessor directives. What is preprocessor directive? That is in this particular chapter itself you are going to start a building block structure of a C++. There I will explain what is this preprocessor directives. Next you have backslash. A backslash is used to represent the escape sequence. So these are the punctuators in your C++. So till here the fourth token is being completed. Tomorrow's class I will explain fifth token is nothing but your C++ operator. Students, today's class we have discussed what is that is your constants. Under constants, the second type of constant is nothing but floating point constant. In floating point constant, we have after floating point constant is the what is floating point? You have a fraction part and your what is that exponent. Next we have gone to a character constant. In character constant, it is being enclosed with a single quote notation. Next, you have string constant that is represented with a double quotation mark. And by default, the compiler ends with a null character. Next, these are the under the classification of constants. Next, fourth type of Fourth type of token is nothing but punctuator. In this punctuator, what are its symbols or what are its characteristics set we have explained. There are nearly 6 to 7 to 8 symbols are being used. It can be used as a single, either single or combination with other symbol or other characters. So today's class I wind up with this 4 punctuators, that is a token in a C++. Tomorrow's class will start with the 5th token in a C++ is nothing but your operator. Thank you one and all.